Imagine a world where only the richest people could travel, where distance meant isolation, where the poor lived and died in the same town, where cities grew slowly, farms stayed disconnected, and owning your own vehicle was as impossible as owning a private ship. Now imagine one man, one engineer, one dreamer, changing all of it. He didn't just change an industry, he changed society, he changed cities. He changed how humans lived, worked, traveled, and imagined the future. This is the story of how Henry Ford, a farmer's son from Michigan, reshaped the modern world. This is the story of the machine that ended distance, the assembly line that redefined work, and the revolution that turned ordinary people into drivers. You're watching Biography Plus, where the world's greatest shifts come alive. Henry Ford was born in 1863. In a world that did not move. There were no highways, no mass transport, no mobility for everyday people. Horses ruled the roads, if you could call them roads at all. Most Americans never traveled more than 20 miles from home. Villages remained isolated, cities were islands. Ford grew up watching this stillness, and inside him grew a frustration and a dream. At age 12, he saw his first steam engine, and the world around him suddenly felt slow. By 15, he was repairing watches. By 20, he was working with machines. By 30, he was breaking machines open to understand how they breathed. But Ford didn't want to build a machine for the rich. He wanted to build a machine for everyone that made him dangerous. Because no one believed the poor deserved a car. No one believed a farm boy could build one. No one believed anything could replace the horse, but Henry Ford believed. He built his first car in 1896, a tiny wooden box with an engine called the quadricycle. People laughed at it, mocked it, called it a toy, but Ford didn't care. He saw the future rolling on for wheels. The problem was, no one would fund him. He failed once, failed twice, failed 3 times. Investors left. Banks refused him. Experts dismissed him. But Ford had something stronger than money: persistence. He rebuilt, redesigned, and restarted until 1903, when the Ford Motor Company was born. But still, there was no revolution, not yet. Then came the decision that changed history. Ford built the Model T, a car so simple, so strong, so reliable, so cheap, that any butcher, any farmer, any factory worker, any teacher could own it. Before Ford, cars cost $2,000 to $4,000, the price of a house. Ford sold his Model T for $825, then $600, then $550, then $360, and suddenly, the world moved. The Model T wasn't just a car, it was freedom. For the first time in human history, travel became personal. People drove to cities. Cities grew into suburbs. Suburbs connected through roads. Roads became highways. Highways became the circulatory system of the modern world. Ford didn't just make a car. He changed how humans existed on Earth. But the true revolution wasn't the Model T, it was how Ford made it. Factories before Ford were chaotic. Workers built one product from start to finish, moving from one place to another, losing time and energy. Ford watched this and asked one question: what if the product moved? And the workers stayed still. This question gave birth to the assembly line. A conveyor belt, a moving platform, a production rhythm. Each worker performed one small task, and the car moved forward. This one idea changed global industry forever. What took 12 hours now took 93 minutes. Production exploded, prices dropped, wages rose. The assembly line didn't just build cars, it built the modern economy. Factories across Europe, America, Japan, and Russia copied Ford's system. From radios to refrigerators, from aircraft to computers. The entire manufacturing world bowed to Ford's idea. But Ford's revolution didn't stop there. On January 5, 1914, Henry Ford made the world gasp. He doubled his workers' wages, from $2.34 a day to $5 a day. People called him insane. Wall Street called him reckless. Newspapers said he was destroying capitalism. But Ford wasn't being generous, he was being strategic. He knew two things: a well-paid worker works better. A well-paid worker can afford the product he builds. Ford didn't just create the middle class, he empowered it. Factories around the world raised wages. Living standards rose. Workers became consumers. Consumption drove innovation. Innovation powered economies. Ford didn't just build cars, he built prosperity. As Model T sales exploded, America transformed. European industries transformed. The entire Western world reorganized itself around car culture. Gas stations appeared. Roads paved. Bridges built. Motels invented. Drive-through restaurants created. Suburban America born. Ford didn't just sell a car. He reshaped civilization. But Ford was more than a businessman, he was a thinker. In his autobiography, My Life and Work, he revealed his philosophy, ideas that today are still taught in business and engineering schools worldwide. He believed, don't chase money. Chase usefulness. Make products affordable, not exclusive. Quality means doing it right when no one is looking. And above all, success is built on service, not greed. For Ford, the customer was not a beer, the customer was a partner in progress. He believed that a company must live with the people, not above them. And this belief made him one of the world's richest men, not through exploitation, but through expansion. Ford Motor Company grew into a global empire. Factories rose in Europe, Canada, South America, and Asia. Ford cars were everywhere, from Berlin to Buenos Aires, from Istanbul to Tokyo. Ford purchased and revived legendary brands like Lincoln. At different times in its history, the company even owned Jaguar, Land Rover, Aston Martin, Volvo, and Hertz. Ford became more than a company. It became a world standard, but Henry Ford himself remained simple. He ate simple food, wore simple clothes, worked with his hands, lived with curiosity, and believed that the future belonged not to the wealthy, but to the inventive. When he died in 1947, at age 84, the world he left behind was unrecognizable from the world he was born into. Before Ford, travel was a privilege. After Ford, travel was a right. Before Ford, factories were slow. After Ford, factories were symphonies of motion. Before Ford, the world was still. After Ford, the world moved. Today, more than 1 billion cars exist on Earth, and every single one of them, no matter the brand, is a descendant of Ford's Model T and the assembly line that built it. Henry Ford didn't just change transportation. He changed progress. He changed economies. He changed societies. He changed the rhythm of the world. When you hear an engine start, when you see a highway stretch into the horizon, when you travel from one city to another in hours instead of days, you are living in Henry Ford's world. A world built on innovation, driven by persistence, and shaped by one man's belief that even the poorest deserve the power to move. You've been watching Biography Plus. If you believe that one idea can change the world forever, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.